Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Here is part 3, video number 3 of our Cup and Filter series, and I'm again thankful that you're here on this journey with me. Today I want to introduce you to the first half of this, which is called the cup. And a friend of mine who showed me this, his name is Gene Center. He's a mentor of mine, and he shared this with me a long time ago, and I may have used this with you, or you may have heard me say this before. But he said, in our conversations, my part of this conversation is going to consist of 3 things: opinion, advice, or wisdom. And very rarely will I share with you the third. Most of the time, the things I share with you are going to be opinion or advice. And I would kind of transfer that to this conversation too, because I can't often claim that my words are really godly wisdom, but I would say that this little next couple minutes is kind of teeters between advice and wisdom, and really wisdom born of experience of my own life and probably of yours too. But the cup is basically a morning routine, and I feel like to set yourself up for success, my advice to you would be to create and carve out a time in the morning where you could actually put this cup and filter into practice. The last time we talked about your notebook, getting that notebook, and we talked about finding a place, a physical space where you could do this and this practice and learn this. And this part is kind of really the linchpin. It's the piece that kind of holds everything together. And I'm going to pressure you to do this. By all means, if this is not possible for you for various reasons, if you work third shift or you do something in your life is keeping you from doing this, I understand. But I think for the majority of people, the morning is the most important and the most fruitful time to practice cup and filter. And really, because this process only takes about 30 minutes each time you do it, any of us can add 30 minutes at the front of our day. John Acuff, in his book Start, he talks about when you have kids, it's difficult to find me time. And a lot of us, in our own selfishness or maybe in our lack of wisdom, in our immaturity, we try to find me time at 5:30 at night, or we try to find me time at 8 o'clock in the morning or 7 in the morning. And it's like, those aren't me time when you have a family. But he said this: there's always me time at 5 a.m. Nobody is up unless you have a newborn like I have for the last year. But for most cases, for most people, nobody's up. You can always have me time at 5 a.m. It doesn't have to be 5 a.m. If you need to get up and you know your deadline for getting up is 7 a.m., just get up at 6:30. Morning routine. And here's the biggest reason. I'll give you one reason. There's plenty of reasons scientifically why mornings are important to get your head start or whatever. Here is my biggest reason, is because the voices that we're going to be dealing with and putting in submission and putting under the authority of God's voice in your life, those voices are quieter in the morning. There's something about the stillness of the morning. Read through the Psalms and how many Psalms talk about the quietness and the stillness of the morning. There's something about the morning that when you wake up, those voices aren't quite awake yet. And if you can catch them off guard and tie them down to those seats before they stand up and start yelling, that's when you have the advantage. You have the greatest advantage in the morning to quiet the noise and hear God's voice. Again, that's my advice verging on wisdom, but find a time in the morning. That's your cup. That's kind of your morning routine. Whatever it is, if you need to set out your pen and your notebook, set out your clothes in the morning, just get things together at night and get ready for the morning so you can hit the ground running. That's the real key, is that if you set yourself up at night by going to bed at a decent hour, maybe if you're going to get up 30 minutes early, you go to bed 30 minutes early. It's pretty logical, pretty self-explanatory, but the morning time, your cup, whatever that morning routine is for you, is the most powerful moment of your day to set your sights and your day around the words of the Lord and the truth of God and no one else's. So I'm going to be back with part 4. We're going to start digging into what the filter is. I'm excited to share it with you.